In this video, I've got a treat for you. If you saw my last video on balance, you'll have noticed I made a switchable 4:1, 9:1 and 16:1. I've decided this time what I'm going to do is show you an alternate method for the 4:1, the 9:1 and the 16:1, and I'm also going to include a 25:1, a 36:1, a 49:1 and a 64:1, all in a single balun that's switchable. A 7-way switchable balun for anyone who wishes to experiment with different kinds of aerials. Should be everything included. I'll mention how many windings you need for each one as I go along. And with that being said, hi, my name is John, Amateur Radio call sign M7CPT. Welcome to Amateur Radio on the Air. Okay, I don't know if you've watched my making of the 49:1, but what I'm going to do is change this one to the 7-way switchable balun and basically just replace it. It gives me more room for experimentation, so first things first, I need to take this out. Right, okay, I've left the first two windings intact, exactly the same as the 49:1. Let's just see if we can get them a bit tighter. Now then, I will be using a capacitor between the two, but instead of using the same capacitor as I did last time, I've actually got a high voltage one, so I'll be using that. Now, for the 4:1, all we need is another 2 windings.
There's one. And there's two. just cut that. Strip some off there.
Here's where it gets subtle difference. We need a wire to continue and a tap point. Just throw a cable tie around there to hold that in place. Now if you notice, the tap point comes out from the two turns I've just done, then it goes back onto the opposite side so it doesn't get mixed up. We do another 2 turns. That's another 2. And we need another cable tie. The way this works, take the amount of turns that you've actually got, divide it by the number of primary turns where you use both wires, and then multiply the number by itself. So you have a 4-to-1 and 9-to-1, and the next one will be a 16-to-1. Just 2 more turns. Right, 4, 9, 16.
Oops. That's on the wrong side of the wire.
Actually, let me just unplug the soldering iron while I'm doing it. Four, 9, 16, 25. No, that wire's too short. Where are we? 4, 9, 16, 25.
More cable ties.
Right. So I have 4, 4 to 1, 9 to 1, 16 to 1, 25 to 1, 36 to 1. I'm not sure what those two could be used for, but they're the next ones that fall in the sequence. Let's see. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36 makes this one a 49. That's 49 to 1. One more to go. So 2 more turns. sort out somewhere for these tap points. So it's long enough to go to the switch. Just turn the soldering iron back on and solder these tap points up. Right, let's get to soldering. Oh, not the prettiest soldering in the world, but that's where the heat shrink comes in. Let's turn you this way so you can see what I'm doing. Put a bit more light down it. Where's that capacitor? Just pull that down while I get this lined up. That looks good. Drop some solder on that. Let it cool down a second before I put the heat shrink on there.
That's too much. Okay, let's get this done. I've got no idea why they separated them. A little bit of heat's hit the shrink, so need to trim that off.
I don't know. Just going to have a break for a few minutes and come back and show you the rest.
A few minutes later.
Alright. First thing I need to do is fix a wire to the main output so I can attach it to the output of the switch.
Where's my switch?
Right. Now the top one is the output of the switch. So that needs to go with this wire. Now then, on this one, so the next one down is the 64:1, because that will be the switch in the top position. Then we want the 49:1. Followed by the 36:1. It should be 25-1. Both 49-1 and 64-1 are for end-fed half-wave antennas. Now, from what I've been told, if you want to go for low frequencies, you will need the 64-1 for what frequency? What band is it? The 160 band. However, some end-feds require the 49-1. Now, I don't personally know for certain what the difference is. The only thing I can suspect is the resistance in the wire may alter the resistance at the feed point. 36 and 25, I've no idea what they could be used for, but they're in purely and simply because I have room on the switch for them, and they fit with the logical progression of the switch. Right, this one's the 16-1, and the 16-1 is for a very unusual aerial and a very useful aerial. It's called a tilted terminated folded dipole. If you wish to see details on that, take a look at my first video on the Diamond WD330S. Now, that's the short form of it. The longer the form that you get, the better it will perform. This one's the 9-1.
And finally, yeah, I should have made this one a little bit longer, but
And this one is the 4-1. And the 4-1 the 9-1 is for random wires. The 4-1 is the off-center fed dipoles.
I'll check that and put a flash up on the screen if I'm wrong, but I think that's the way it is. Let's just turn the soldering iron off.
Try and get this closed up as best I can. I don't want to close it up fully just yet, because I've got one more thing to do. That that I discovered on my previous switchable Balun. This switch isn't secure. It spins when you try and turn the knob. So let's just open the door a bit wider, because this method's going to stink. What I've done, I've turned the bolts upside down so they're actually pointing towards the lid. I'm just going to melt through the lid.
Oh, is it still switched on?
Oh, they need to be slightly bigger. Normally I would have drilled them holes, but at the moment it's 1:10 in the morning and I don't want to disturb the neighbours. Now then, let's just unplug that soldering iron again. I'll let the tip cool down while I attach the control knob. Yeah. I'll have to put some labels on it for reference. Alright, so that's 4:1, 9:1, 16:1, 25:1, 36:1, 49:1, and finally 64:1. I'll drop an image next of the finished item once I've labelled it up. But by having all them Baluns in one box, it means I can experiment with almost any antenna just by taking one box. For those of you that want to see the finished item labelled up, here you go. As you can see from this picture, I've got the 4:1, 9, well, I've labelled them up 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 43 and 84. Don't actually need the to 1, mainly because my machine can't print a separation character, so it's just numbers and letters, so I went with that. I'm happy with that. Incidentally, when it comes to testing this, the only way I can test it for SWR is to use a variable resistor, which now I would need a resistor that would go from 3200 ohms down to 200 ohms. I don't have one of them, so, well, not yet. So I'll test it later when I get one of them. But it should work and give me all the conversions I need. I can't think of any other balance that I might be of any use for testing different antennas. If you know of one, let me know. I'll find out how to make it and convert it. Incidentally, this Balun at the bottom is a 1-to-1 that I'm using as a common mode choke. Now, as I've experienced before, a common mode choke comes in handy no matter what your antenna. So don't forget to use one of these with whatever Balun you're using. So, as usual, I hope you've found the video enjoyable, somewhat entertaining maybe, and all that leaves me to say is catch you on the air.